top 8 cities with the highest property prices. Welcome to Think Travel, where the next generation of billionaires gather to be inspired. Hello, lovely people. We are about to look at the most expensive cities in the world. We know that most of you have a passion for the world, at least in terms of luxury property prices for real estate, and would like to own properties all over the world one day. So, we wanted to let you know how expensive some of these cities are. We have compiled a list of the world's 8 cities with the highest property prices. So let's get started. Number 1. Moscow, Russia. $16,000 per square meter. There are over 12 million people living in this capital city of Russia, with 12,575 inhabitants per square mile. It makes Moscow the most populous city in Russia and 11th in the world. Moscow is well renowned for its architectural, especially historical buildings. My favorite is the St. Basil Cathedral, snubbing the light of the city skyline. During the day, it surprised me to color dome, but it has the largest forest in an urban area living closer to the nature. It's just the healthiest way of life. To have this way of life in Moscow, you need around $5,000 to rent a decent apartment in the city, and with around $16,000 per square meter for buying price, and an average apartment size of 120 square meter, you need nearly $2 million to own apartment in this Moscow, Russia. Number 2. New York, United States. 18,500 square meter. New York City has numerous nicknames. However, most people around the world refer to it as the Big Apple. Do you know where the nickname came from? Back in 1920, Fitzgerald called it the Big Apple. New York, also known as the Big Apple, is a reference to the city's popularity and success in horse racing. A typical 120 square meter apartment in this city renting costs around $7,250 per square meter, and buying cost is around $18,500 per square meter. Wow, that's a lot. Number 3. The London, United Kingdom, with 34,500 per square meter. There are nearly 9 million people living in Greater London today, making our population density 14,219 inhabitants per square mile, excluding visitors, tourists, and international students. Renting an apartment in London costs you around $11,000 per month, but according to the UK government data since the establishment, most of the affordable homes in London are places in central London with only $2,000 monthly rental cost. Nobody knows where those places are, though, with an average size of 120 square meters. For a typical city apartment and a staggering $34,500 per square meter, buying price, you need over $4 million to buy one apartment in London. Wow. Number 4. Hong Kong. Hong Kong is the sovereign state of China with a population of 25,000 people. The average apartment size in this city is 20 square meters. In Hong Kong, a monthly rent of around $7,000 or 3 months is required. $1 million for purchase is striking some when comparing to other purchases. Asia's billionaires flock to Hong Kong to protect their wealth. In addition to competing with billionaires and millionaires for a place to live in Hong Kong, you must also compete with the over 7 million people who already live in Hong Kong. Today, 17,240 people live per square mile in Hong Kong. Number 5. Vienna, Austria. We are halfway through the list, and it appears that capital city Vienna, Austria is $14,500 per square meter. Vienna is also the country capital city and the largest in Austria. Nearly 2 million people live in primary city, implying a population density of 11,205 inhabitants per square meter. After Berlin, Vienna is the world's second largest German-speaking city. Some of the world legendary musicians have caved in the path of this world. Among them are Jonah Strestroth, the first, second Secho Francel, Wabel, and so on. Number 6 is Paris, France, $14,000 per square meter. For each square meter, Paris is one of the world's most populous cities. In some way, it combines history and modern era. There are no cities that offer many people wish to live or visit. Why wouldn't they do so in a lovely setting cities? Encompasses almost everything, from history to culture to fashion to cuisine to sport. We have 55,000 people per square mile. The cost of living in Paris is highest per square meter. You have need $5,000 per month to cover your expenses. The average rent and purchasing price for a typical city apartment in this area is around 120 square meter. For $14,000, you must spend approximately a square meter per apartment. Number 7 is Tokyo, Japan, with $13,800 per square meter. Metropolis is the capital of Japan. It is the center of the country, pretty much everything, and its metropolitan area are most populated in the world. There are nearly 40 million people living in this metropolis without even adding tourists. Usually a crowded metropolis can be hard to live, but Tokyo, with all of its technology and hospitality, break that barrier with an incredible low crime rate, ranking high up in the Safe City Index. Renting place in this metropolitan area of Tokyo costs you around $7,550 per month, and to buy one apartment costs $13,800 per square meter, which means you will need $1.65 to own a 120 square meter apartment here. Oh my lord. Number 8, Monaco, which costs $60,000 per square meter and is the most expensive city in the world. In terms of property price, in my dream city, Monaco. If you want to know more, we made a video on why the rich and the famous choose to live in Monaco. Everything you need to know. Monaco is a small area located beyond the hill of it's less than one